Are you dabbing?
I'm super dabbing.
How do you super...
Dabbing, like, all this stuff, I think, is exponentially getting funnier for me because it's, like, over and lame for somebody my age to be doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love it. Got him! Jeez, got him.
Nice.
Come at me, bro.
Haha.
What the fuck do you want? We're back.
Yep,
with
we're back.
Talking Simulator. And this is maybe an unexpected game that we're going to be talking about, but holy shit, do we have a lot of hours logged on it? And it is, well, I mean, we've mentioned before, like, examining, defaults and examining, like, pop culture, because, like, pop culture is actually important.
Yeah, pop culture is where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, like, as trivial and trashy and, any other number of adjectives as you could apply to it, which are all probably true, it is relevant because it's what everybody is interested in.
Yeah,
and
there's a reason it's popular.
Yeah, that's telling about, what people want, what people expect, or just, like, what works. We're never going to get through this stream. Nice. Fuck. So, like, where do we even start with this? This is gonna be a weird...
Kids these days ain't shit.
Yeah, this is gonna be a weird one for us to get through because it's pretty dissimilar from a lot of our normal fare on the...
I'm only getting right channel.
I'm getting both.
Okay, weird. It's probably
the headphones.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it into a different jack.
Sounds good. And I am going to put us over...
Oh, there we go. Stereo.
Yeah. So, a lot of the games that we play or discuss on this channel are, for the most part, single-player experiences. And it's no mystery that why we kind of skew towards narrative-driven games, because we really like them. We think they're interesting. I think they're kind of underrepresented, or just in their sort of, like, pioneering days, which is why I like them so much. This is just about as different from one of those as you could possibly imagine. It's a video game with a canon that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Broadly speaking.
Yeah, I think canonically, canonically, Overwatch is a game that exists inside the Overwatch universe, isn't it?
Is it?
Because none of this is actually...
I don't think so.
These characters exist, but they don't actually do this.
No.
Right?
It's almost like... where do I even get... Like, the things that I'm thinking of immediately are, like, Smash Brothers.
Ooh,
where it's like, we have all these, like, richly backstoried characters, and they're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Because fighting's cool and fun.
Or, like, Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah. Where it's just like, there's no reason or ability for all these characters to actually coexist, but who fucking cares? They're there to have a scrap.
Yeah.
And it's... Overwatch is a bit like that like those sort of games, except that it's all OC. Every single character in this game was designed for this game. And this is a trait that it shares with a lot of MOBAs, where you have this kind of cornucopia of different types of characters, very loosely tied in theme. Like, I think it's a little bit weirder in MOBAs. Like, I have such limited exposure to them, but it does look like they have the sort of, what's it called? How do I want to put it? The sort of, like, rifts, kind of like, we're going to put everything in here, like magic and technology and everything else.
Yeah, like Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah,
which is Blizzard's MOBA, where they smash all of their characters from all of their games together, is like a dimensional rift that puts all these characters together.
It's made entirely of handwavium.
Yeah, it's made entirely of handwavium, and that's fine.
Yeah. But, yeah. Overwatch.
So all of these characters...
Actually, just before we roll forward, there's something that I need to talk about really quickly. and it's a game we have unfortunately not done on this channel yet, and maybe we should have, but whatever. I don't think you can talk about this game without talking about Team Fortress 2 first.
Yeah. Maybe we should have done TF2 first.
Lineage,
but
maybe we'll do it after. It's a team-based shooter, a team cooperative-based shooter. The basis of the game is two teams of online players choose different characters that all have different abilities that can be utilized in a variety of different ways to complete the objectives of each map in each match. So you're sort of pitted against one another, and the characters you pick and the abilities that they have. A lot of them, like most of them, are based around killing the other players, but there's a lot more to it than that. If it was just like, this character has this one gun or different gun, or
they're tailored to a specific play style.
Yeah, which means that there's like a lot of depth of play from one person's perspective and from the team's perspective, and all of these characters sort of like form synergies with one another, and it becomes this whole thing. So that's pretty wild. I mean, we can maybe just dive in and start looking at these characters, because fuck, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, like some of them are very straightforward, and some of them are very convoluted.
And also, like, this game is kind of, it's another, Team Fortress 2 used to be a crash course in good character design. This one's pretty good too.
Yeah. There's every character in TF2 had like a very strong, instantly recognizable look on the battlefield. They had a personality.
And the same is true here. In fact, they're arguably maybe more fleshed out than their counterparts. And weirdly, they're fleshed out a little bit in the game through incidental voice lines and behaviors and ways that they can interact with one another, but also in a series of like short films that encapsulate like a moment of, I guess, canon for that character.
Yeah,
because there is a big overarching story that ostensibly relates to this game, but it really doesn't, which is really weird. And very interesting to me. Yeah,
like watching May assemble her freezing blaster.
Yeah.
In her latest video was neat, right? I'm like, oh, that's she just made that.
It was super neat. And then in game, when you freeze, I guess, the enemy Mercy and drill her between the eyes with your icicle, and then say sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Those are both things that sort of exist within the Overwatch continuum, and they exist simultaneously. And like, they weirdly, do they complement one another? Do they not detract from one another?
Well, I mean, like, they lampshaded a bit, right? Like, when Soldier 76 and Reaper are on the same team, right?
Yeah.
They have voice lines for that, because they are mortal enemies. When Tracer and Widowmaker are on the same team, they have voice lines about that.
Yep.
Voicing their discomfort with the situation.
They're just like, we don't like that we have to work together. It's like, in no universe would you be working together.
Yeah.
And yet here we are, like, doing these weirdo objectives that these characters would never be in a million years interested in, like escorting a film executive 2 blocks.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a job that we have to do in this game.
Yeah.
And holy fuck is it fun. But as far as like, and it's so weird. Like, I'm probably going to be spamming the word weird because, like, to sort of dismantle how this somehow works on a bunch of almost, like, separate levels that many of which don't actually connect in any way and don't need to. Anyway, there's a shit ton of characters that are ostensibly part of a cohesive universe. And then what they do inside of the game is entirely non-canonical and super fun to play. But yeah, anyway, we'll get started. Maybe we should start with the the old characters.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do that. Okay, so you have the characters in the game broadly differentiated into 4 categories.
Mm-hmm.
There is attack, there is defense, there is tank, and there is support.
Mm-hmm.
And those loosely kind of explain what type of characters they want. And when you play a game against other people, you want to have a bunch of different characters that complement one another, and not too many of one type and not too many of, another type.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Like if you were holding a line against an opposing team that has to push a objective towards you,
Yeah.
then you want more defensive heroes,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Conversely, you would want more attack heroes if you're trying to be pushing that objective. And the only real constraint the game places on you is that it will warn you
mm-hmm.
if your team composition, which is to say the diversity of characters chosen, are maybe missing something.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't force your hand. You among your team can pick a really, really good comp or a really shitty comp. And it'll be like, yeah,
Maybe,
okay,
yeah,
maybe
go
I'll
for
make
it.
Work. Maybe we don't need any healers or something.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So anyway, yeah. Mercy. She's the medic.
Mm-hmm.
The flying Band-Aid box.
Yep. She has a staff that heals people. She can resurrect people. She also has a blaster for shooting people.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this character, we're going to probably talk a little bit about design. It'll be difficult to get through all of them, but we'll probably visit a lot of them. There's a lot of great design in this game, I think.
Like strong silhouettes from all the characters.
Yep.
So that they're identifiable at range.
And by silhouette, we mean that, with no other visual signifiers, you can tell what kind of character this is, which is important because they have a bunch of different alt costumes that, for the most part, preserve the important parts of the character.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bit more of a beef with the correct one. I missed out on this.
Mm.
I had a bit of a beef with. Well, actually, I had a major beef with the hat system in Team Fortress 2 because I think it fucked up what the characters look like.
Yeah. No, I agree totally.
And arguably, this sort of does the same thing, but I think the effort was made to, internally.
I think there was a lesson learned from Team Fortress 2 when they expanded the costumes and skins.
Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, you can tell what this kind of character, what each character looks like from a distance. Although that's also down to experience because, something we'll probably get into later is that this game can become a little bit of a visual clusterfuck.
Although I would even say that, at the height of a lot of battles, it's still reasonably clear what's going on. It could be a lot worse, I would say. This is a game that uses the visual language of games very well to communicate what is going on to the player.
Yep. So, just quickly, I think we're going to touch on the immediately recognizable parts of these characters. It's so you have, this woman with a halo and wings and also this, vaguely medical looking outfit, but also, kind of, fancy.
Yeah.
There's lots of little, medical plus signs on it, and she has this stick that shoots out yellow healing stuff. So
yeah, it's
pretty clear to once you see her going around what she's up to. So that's your Band-Aid box.
Bastion, I would say, is a little confusing to new players because I know everyone. Their first thing is what do you mean Bastion isn't a tank? He's a literal tank.
He's a literal tank.
He transforms into a turret. What do
yeah.
you mean he isn't a tank character? And it's because he's got 200 hit points.
Yeah, he's in the defense category. Bastion is a robot who is able to hold positions because he transforms into a sentry gun, essentially. and then he just sort of like lumbers around, shooting people. He also has this like little bird friend.
Yeah, Ganymede.
Which is he meets him in one of the videos that I mentioned, which I don't know that we'll be able to watch them, but on Blizzard's channel there's a whole bunch of little shorts about like where did these characters come from? How did they get here?
So yeah,
and they're quite
Bastion is an Omnic, who are the artificially intelligent. They don't like robot.
They don't like robot?
Yeah. Artificially intelligent cybernetic
organisms, I guess.
Yeah. Who rebelled, and the humans had to fight like a devastating war against them, which Overwatch was at the forefront of.
And this is one of the last ones left.
Ooh. Wait, what is that skin from?
This one is from...
is that the Junkrat?
No, this is from Anniversary, I think.
I totally missed that.
Yep, so did I. We missed the dances, too. We'll get to all that loot and shit later. Hello.
Farah. What does Farah do?
What does Farah do? If you just, like, glanced at this character, the pose, the sort of, like, military upright,
her very straight posture.
Business.
She is probably a combat character of some kind that flies.
Got wings. Got a rocket launcher. That's the character.
Yeah, who here played Tribes?
I didn't.
Back in like 1999.
Yeah.
Tribes was a game where it was an arena shooter basically before we had that word really, where teams of two groups of teams would fight each other on vast open world maps, and one of the characters was a light suit that had a disc launcher that was basically a missile launcher and a jetpack.
So yeah, it's like you fly, you shoot rockets. This is one of the like mechanically more straightforward characters, and it's interesting because the game has quite a variety of like skill and entry level characters, which isn't to say that some are necessarily better than others, because like Farah's just really good. She's super easy to pick up and also just super good, whereas other characters are like really hard to pick up and incredible at high levels. We'll probably encounter some of those soon. Oh, wow! I'm gonna gush about Reaper for a minute.
His design is so strong.
It's so fucking good. Okay, so like, if you wanted to design a cartoon, like, if you were trying to make fun of, every teenage boy's, like, I'm 17 and here's my OC.
Yeah.
And you just took every little element and just pushed it together, this is what you would get. Like, where do I even start with this motherfucker's like big metal boots, like bandoliers, black trench coat, hood, death mask, fucking Batman spike gloves, and what is he armed with? Dual wielding shotguns.
Yeah.
This character is marvelous. Like it's a joke that takes itself completely seriously.
Yeah.
But is aware of how stupid it is. Like, that's exactly the reaction you want. Oh dear. He's even got his tactical chest rig.
I think the only place where it goes against that design is he doesn't look like Sephiroth under the mask.
Yeah, that's a shame. He does kind of look like John Freeman.
Yes. Oh wow.
Who was Gordon Freeman's brother?
In the
aliens and monsters were attacking his base. Anyway, this character, he's death incarnate. He can teleport, turn into a ghost, and just generally shoot the shit out of you. He's another like pretty easy one to pick up on. On the other end of the spectrum, Green Cyber Ninja Dude.
Yep.
Self-described Green Cyber Ninja Dude. This is almost cribbed from the Metal Gear Solid Ninja.
Or
a little bit.
Storm Shadow.
Yeah.
Like, look at his Olympics.
Nihon. Oh, yeah.
That's Storm Shadow.
Yeah?
From G.I. Joe.
Uh-huh.
That's...
Yep. Basically.
I
need healing. It's interesting. A lot of these characters kind of evoke shades of a lot of other characters that they're a lot like.
Mm-hmm.
Without
without
necessarily chapter and verse ripping them off. You know, like... Mm-hmm. I mean, it depends on your perspective on it. You know, it's like calling Farah Space Sam... Or, like, Flying Samus is not inaccurate.
Yeah, because
that's
I think
a lot what she's like.
The character designs do a good job of drawing on kind of like a shared pop culture knowledge,
mm-hmm. and
without necessarily relying on it to communicate what their function is. But if you recognize what the artists were getting at, then I think you're going to have a much easier time picking up what the characters
mm-hmm.
do.
Yep. So yeah, Genji is. I mean, he acts like, you know, every anime video game ninja you've ever mm-hmm. seen. You know,
he doesn't run with his arms backwards.
No, but he runs with one arm backwards.
Yeah.
He holds onto his sword and like does this fucking Naruto shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he runs around, he climbs walls, he throws shurikens, and has like a dragon sword. And also magic apparently. And like this little this is very Strider.
Mm-hmm.
The little I don't want to call it a scarf. It's just like
a drag chute.
A drag chute. You got to slow him down somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, let's get through a few more of the. Oh right.
His brother.
I only just noticed that the Shimadas are together.
Mm-hmm.
It's archery, man.
Yep. Left beef none.
Left beef none. So yeah, this is Hanzo. He's related to Ninja Kid. Mm-hmm. They've got some
they have some beef.
They have beef.
Mm-hmm.
So that's bad. He is an archer. So he shoots arrows. He's a sniper style, kind of like single target at range elimination character, which is contrasted. There's a couple other snipers in the game that largely focus on eliminating targets at range, and he does it with a bow that has like drop off and mm-hmm. that sort of thing. Again, a lesson probably learned from Team Fortress 2. Except they had the decency of making it a separate fucking class.
Yeah, instead of just turning one class into the other.
Yep. So, very Japanese in appearance. Like, you've got I guess, almost like the Yakuza. Like, he is a Yakuza. Or, he's like a gangster.
Yeah.
Or former gangster. He's got, this gourd, the outfit, but also, like, little bits of cyber stuff. Most of the characters have little bits of this cyber stuff that kind of places them in history, because mm-hmm. the world that it takes place in is like pretty technologically advanced, kind of like mid to far future sort of thing, where there's
next century. We've been at war with the Omnics. We've come through that war.
Yeah. Also, like, his bow isn't a traditional bow. It fires like weird laser arrows and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he can climb walls. He mainly just spams arrows at loosely head level and kills people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he also has he's got the two
tassels.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Let's look at one of the tanky characters.
Oh, baby.
Reinhardt.
Reinhardt. Just pretty clear from, like, this is even clearer when you see what he does in a match. He's a very old German dude
mm-hmm.
With a big fucking hammer and a shield.
Yeah. He actually reminds me a lot of one unit from War Machine.
Yeah.
Which were the Russian equivalent in the miniature game War Machine,
mm-hmm.
have these steam-powered mecha suits with a hammer and a shield with a cannon in the front of it.
Nice.
And they're fucking sweet.
Yeah, so like, this is a great part or place to start on the tank category. Like, the tank category characters they're big and they're tough looking. Many of them are armored.
Mm-hmm. Well, Reinhardt looks like he's meant to take and hold ground.
Well, he looks like a wall, which is exactly what he is.
Mm-hmm.
So the way he functions in game reflects how he appears, which is like imposing and stalwart. He's also just kind of a goober, which I like.
Yeah, he's pure of heart.
Yep.
Poor Reinhardt. He watched all his friends die and then realized he was the only one who bought all of their fake deaths.
It's so true.
He's like, are you all fucking alive?
Yep.
Every one of you all just lied to me.
You lied to me. Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
A memo would have been nice.
Big body, big heart, big hitbox.
Rawr. Yeah. He's basically a mech.
Mm-hmm.
He also has not a jetpack, but a boost thing. Here's another tank. Oh, my favorite boy. What have they done to you? So, again, really big, imposing stature. This guy's super fat. And that's sort of reflected in how the character behaves, because he doesn't have any armor to speak of. He just has 600 health. Because apparently body mass kind of...
Yeah, absorb shotgun blasts.
Indicates amount of health.
More meat equals more health.
Yeah. I love Roadhog. He has this kind of... well, I mean, both him and Junkrat, his bro, look like they could have walked out of...
Mad Max.
Mad Max. And I mean, they're literally Australian, so the reference is pretty clear. So yeah, he's a big guy. His pants don't do up the whole way. He's got tats. Football. It's not even football armor.
It's attire. Yeah.
Everything about his look is just very cobbled together. He's got his rings say left. His rings. He's also a very asymmetrical character. So asymmetrical means that the one and the other side don't match up. Some of the characters are very symmetrical, but this chunk on his right shoulder is not on his left, but it's sort of contrasted by this thing here. This is on one side. He's got this big meat hook that says hog on it. A little panel here.
And I haven't played LOL, but apparently he is Pudge.
Pudge
from LOL.
I mean, a lot of the there's I guess there's sort of solutions on character types that get converged on. I mean, I would be surprised if he's exactly like that, but
Dota.
I mean, he's basically if you
Pudge is Dota. Okay.
Dota? Okay. If you
Chat's
took
salty.
Jeez. If you took a big character with way too much health, gave him the scorpion spear and the flak gun from Unreal Tournament.
Oh yeah,
that's basically this guy. Also, he can heal himself by huffing fumes from his respirator. I don't know how that works. Precious junk child.
Garbage. Your trash mouse.
Fuck, I love Trash Mouse. He's so great. So these two characters that I've shown one after another are friends, and you can really see it in their visual style. They have the same kind of cobbled together, same asymmetry. There's just a great story with this character. He's an explosives expert. He has all these bombs. I love that several of the grenades on his bandolier are the wrong way around.
Yeah, he's very haphazard looking.
It's little details like that I love because they're deliberate choices, because he just probably threw them on in the morning and was like, whatever, who cares? But that tells you something about this character. He's reckless. He's crazy. He has this crazed expression. His hair is on fire.
He's missing a leg and an arm.
On the same side.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And he's got this weird big tire contraption on his back, which is part of his ultimate. We'll get to that later. Also, like, his shoe isn't done up. He's got scorch marks all over. He's just dirty and just ready to go. There's like patches on his outfit.
What about Junk's gun?
Like, I love this.
I love the arm.
I love this so
much.
Like
the flywheel.
Yeah, this was like he didn't know how to build a gun and like reinvented the wheel. Mm-hmm. This muzzle, by the way, right here.
I love that it's rifled.
Yeah, this muzzle is actually stolen, like chapter and verse from the Russian GP25. It looks exactly the same as that.
Which one's that?
It's the underbarrel grenade launcher. It actually shows up in one of our next crap shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The cocking handle is a gear shift. The front post sight is some bullshit with a string on it. When you're wandering around with this gun, all the parts are barely held together. Like, they just jiggle all over the place.
Yeah.
There's this weird little cover with a happy face on it for no reason.
Well, it's to keep stuff from getting in.
Yeah, and the grenades have been like hand painted with little plus signs. There's tape all over that's either for grip or to just keep it together. It's a mess, and it super works. Dad 76.
Yep.
I'm old soldierman.
Like the receding hairline is such an excellent touch.
Fucking love that. We'll get to the overall like diversity question about this game once we've gone through a couple of characters. But I was really happy at how many old characters there are in this game, like properly old. But yeah, this is like this guy is the sort of like left to die, but come back as a shadow of his former self to continue
like you can
dealing justice.
Yeah, you can hear this guy's voice. Right, being the grizzled old man.
I mean, we can literally.
Not on my watch.
Yep.
I'm an army of one. I've still got it.
I'm surprised he doesn't have the line, retreat, we just got here.
Get off my lawn.
Anyone in chat recognize that one? It's a very famous line from the First World War. From the first American engagement on the Western Front. When the Americans showed up just in time to blunt a huge German offensive.
Jeez.
And the French advisor with them was like, hey, you might not want to be here right now. And the American commander replied, retreat. We just got here. Retreat, hell, yeah.
Retreat, hell, dang.
That's the one.
We should probably play some more of these voice lines when we get to these characters, because like, the voice lines, there's a whole shitload of unlockables for these characters that in some ways personalize them, because like everybody's playing the same characters, but you can change little aspects of them to to reflect your own sort of what your takeaway on that character is, and it can take the form of like little emotes that you can
I love
do.
the laugh.
It's good. He's still like victory poses. The voice lines, and then like spray logos that are all sort of like geared towards the character and related to like what he's like, and sometimes little memes that have cropped up around him. Lucy, he's.
I mean, I wouldn't know how to read Lucio if I first saw him. I would assume he would be like a hypermobile character.
Yeah,
right?
he looks like he goes fast, and he kind of does. He doesn't go that fast, but like he's very mobile, which you can sort of tell because he's got these like gigantic like cyber legs.
Right.
Well, they're like rollerblades.
I would love to talk with the character designer about why his thighs are thicker than his calves, because usually it goes the other way, right?
Yeah.
You see like the characters design with just like feet the size of Texas, right?
But yeah, he's a DJ. He has a dubstep gun. And his music
His music heals.
It lifts people up.
Yeah.
By literally healing them or making them go faster.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, look at a speed skater, I guess, right, with their huge thighs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's like, the quintessential support character, which is really cool because they did a lot of neat stuff in this game with the healing classes, because there's a small handful of them, and those kind of characters in team-based games have always been difficult because they're the characters everybody needs and nobody wants to play.
Yeah.
Because like you're the cleric, just like I'm the walking Band-Aid box.
Yeah.
And they I think they did a pretty good job, because there's 4 healing characters and
they're all
all heal in a different way. So Mercy is the sort of like straight up direct, pretty.
Did you play TF2 Medic?
It's the TF2 medic, but she can fly a little
you'll
bit.
be able to pick up Mercy pretty quickly.
Lucio, on the other hand, moves around a lot. I actually gravitated towards this character a lot when I first started playing this, because it's like, wait, I can participate in the fight and then just like incidentally heal people by being near them? That's amazing! And yeah, because he heals in a radius, you can do fight stuff and be helping the team as well just by being there. And I really like that.
I mean, he doesn't do burst healing, right? But
and neither does Zenyatta. But this is another interesting heal character. This is a weird character, and he's one of my favorites. I've logged a lot of time with this character. He's a robot monk. Like, he almost looks like fucking Yoga Fire. I almost called him Zangief.
Chun-Li.
Dalsim. Yeah.
But like, yeah,
he's made of metal, but
he looks
his physiology looks kind of like Gandhi.
Yeah,
that's
he's
sort of
very
like
gaunt.
Yeah, he's very gaunt, very like almost skeletal, like a person who had like a vow of poverty would look.
The servos holding up his head look like tendons.
Yep.
His arms are relatively thin, right? Like, yeah, he flies, he floats.
Yeah,
like,
he floats.
You get a sense for who this character is, right?
He's got like this sort of like vaguely religious looking kind of dongle, and otherwise pretty simple clothes.
Yeah,
that are really, really worn.
Yeah,
this is a person who has trod a long road.
Also, he's got the Majin Buu head dots.
Majin Buu head dots. They do that to Shaolin monks with joss sticks. I didn't realize.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they get incense and they burn those marks on your forehead.
Huh.
Yeah, it's actual ritual scarification.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the significance of it is. I just know that's how they do it. And he's got these balls that look vaguely like prayer beads, but huge and
Krillin?
and cyber.
Sorry, Krillin.
There you go.
Fake gamer boy.
Fake gamer boy.
Oh yeah, the emaciated Buddha.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, this sort of like Eastern religious cyber, like robot kind of thing.
Yeah, shorthand for you've got Angel Mercy, which probably bears about as much relationship to Catholicism as Zenyatta bears to Buddhism.
Free your mind. Hello, world. The iris embraces you. Form is temporary.
So yeah, he has this very like
is eternal.
Kind of like namaste. Yeah, kind of.
Well,
like,
yeah, like very accepting.
Serene. I think
yeah,
is the word we're
serene.
looking
Actually,
for.
yes. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cyber Cowboy.
Yep. I read
from America.
You know how in cyberpunk media, a lot of the time, because they're written in the 80s by Americans, so there's a lot of anxiety about Japanese corporations taking over things. And the Japanese megacorps all have, like, ninja bodyguards. Like, frequently cyber ninja bodyguards.
Yep.
People wandering around with katanas. And the Japanese perspective on that is, like, that would be a lot like us writing American corporations where all the, like, security wear cowboy hats and carry, like, revolvers, right?
Yep. Let's get some cowboys. McCree is he's he's a cyber cowboy. Like this is very, very like Sergio Leone, like spaghetti western, kind of like
he's
really
cosplaying as Clint Eastwood.
He's such an anachronism, and yet has these signs of like the world he's from. You know, he's got a cyber arm and these like concussion grenades, but he also just like the rest of the outfit.
And
yep. Why the fuck does he have spurs? Because he's a cowboy.
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
You know, the cowhide glove. His gun is not super traditional. It's got all the glowy bits.
Yeah. It's obviously
It
some
also
kind
has
of
a
laser
spur.
gun.
Yep.
It also has a spur on it because more cowboy means more McCree.
Just need more gun. But yeah, this character is sort of a shade or two, like barely a shade or two removed from like Clint Eastwood. You know.
Well, I mean, like I think it's deliberately like
Yeah.
like the poncho, the scarf, right, is very high plains drifter.
Revolver Ocelot.
Reach for the sky. I'm your huckleberry.
What does that mean?
I'm the quick. You're the dead.
Oh, I'm glad he elaborated
Dead
on that
or
one.
alive.
Anyway, who else do we have from the original set? Symmetra!
I've heard a lot of very probably valid critiques of Symmetra's design from Indian American, or from Indian critics.
There's a bunch of characters in this game that
We'll talk about the way this game represents its diverse cast later.
For better or worse, because they do manage both.
Yeah,
which I think is important to outline.
I think what it is it's a very the result of an American studio.
Yeah.
That probably isn't terribly diverse, wanting to make a diverse game.
And trying their hardest.
Yeah.
And
without actually hiring anyone.
Yeah, without hiring any advice. It's like, oh no, we can figure this out. It's like you got there on a couple things and you sort of.
Yeah. Like I love this game. I think we owe it to ourselves and to it to hold it, like to criticize the things that maybe it doesn't do so well.
But yeah.
Like particularly as an indigenous person, Farah's Thunderbird, and she has 2 West Coast First Nation skins, which I was like, yeah, Thunderbird and Rain Dancer.
Yeah. Though, apparently that is part of her backstory.
Apparently, like they've implied that her father is Canadian, maybe a dark-skinned Canadian man.
You know, I've heard criticisms of these skins. I've also heard First Nations people over the moon about them this existing at all. It's like, holy shit, this game's super popular and is going to be around for a long time and will have my culture in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's it sort of goes both ways sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, there's a difference between representation and costume, right?
Yeah, like it's interesting, and like where they arrive at it is it's tricky. It's a tricky thing to nail down. It's May. That cold-hearted, evil son of a bitch.
Don't look in my deep freezes.
Jesus Christ. May is from China. I don't know exactly where. She's just from like.
I think she's mainland China.
Mainland China, yeah. So, like, and you can see little bits of that. It's got the glasses moe thing going on. Big old parka from a very cold climate. The ridiculously huge boots.
Yeah. Yeah, May represents body diversity because she's wearing a parka.
Yeah. Almost. I mean,
yeah.
She's like, Yeah, we're probably going to start tumbling into this topic soon now that we're getting into it. But it's like...
She is from Beijing? Okay.
Beijing? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they did make her a little... I'm just going to say more plus size.
Yeah,
than a lot of the other characters, which...
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they don't go far enough. Maybe they, they bothered to do something different.
And May Short, does show that she's a little bit thick, right?
Mm-hmm. And well, I mean the outfit accentuates it, but yeah, like there's an attempt.
Or is she just the most normal shaped person in the entire goddamn game?
It's possible. She might just be like completely normal.
Yeah.
But that's where we're at culturally, where like someone who makes it into a game who looks average is like, holy shit, she's fat. It's like, I hate that you're not entirely wrong from this context. But no, I like that they're trying. Maybe you can probably go a little further. But the thing is that progress is slow.
Yeah.
Very regrettably. Well, maybe not regrettably, because like they have control over this. Part of me wants to think that there's some sort of like Illuminati of just like every woman in your game must be this sexy by these standards. And it's like, oh, but what if we just like maybe change them a little bit? No. Make her double D tits and 17 feet tall. It's like, okay.
Yeah. This definition of you will adhere. All your characters will adhere to this definition of sexy.
Yeah, which is kind of the problem that I have with a lot of video games. Is like, I don't have a problem with sexy characters. I really don't.
Well, like I keep coming back to. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to finish the thought. I kind of have beef with the same type of the same sexy character all over the place.
Yeah,
and it's just like, it's like. These attributes are sexy and no others. So every character gonna look like this.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's like female Steve.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, they have like this long hair, nice rack, the legs and just all the other shit, and they look, they always look super girly. And it's like, okay, I mean, there's a lot of different ways women can look and still be attractive, but no, you're just gonna use the same one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
So, in this game, it still has that problem.
And this is why we talk about pop culture, right? Because these things are reflected in a lot of surprising places in our society, right?
Yeah. So, it still has this problem across a lot of the characters, but there's little differences.
Yeah, like
I said, progress is slow.
But
I wish it wasn't. But I don't know. Sometimes I take... I mean, I'm not the person who should be saying what constitutes progress or not.
Yeah,
but I try to, because I'm not the person being represented. I would ask of someone who this is representing whether they think this is like a triumph or not. But fuck, I love Zarya. I like that it's just like...
I actually hate Zarya's character. Because I love all the Omnics, and Zarya's like...
Just like, she's super Omnic racist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, Zarya, like, you hear the name and you look at her and you're like, yes, glorious Mother Russia.
Boink. She actually looks like, well, a power lifter. The kind that you would see on the Olympics. And, she's still female. You can still tell that she's a woman. But she's, like... powerful appearing in the way that her character would be. I love this shit because it's like she looks cool and actually attractive and also just like fucking different for a change. I
also like someone in chat pointed out I also like that she has nail polish,
right?
Yeah,
but she's got nail polish but also tattoos and like sweet kicks, like sweet
is her do you have her Olympic tattoo?
It's Olympic. This one?
Yeah. Or her Olympic skin?
Yep.
Isn't one of her tattoos her PR?
Oh, maybe. Like her personal record?
Yeah, she's got a Look on her.
Maybe. I don't know which one it's in.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
512. Yeah.
512 bench. Woo!
Is that a bench or is that her deadlift?
Maybe it's just her one hand. Oh, is it on the gun?
We need Adam here. I don't know what lift. Yeah.
Russia. No, I don't see it.
512 kilograms. Right.
Oh, I only just noticed that there's...
Oh,
dumbbells.
there's weights on the bottom. Yeah.
You know, because it's not hefty enough. Torbjorn! Yeah.
1,000. I don't think you could bench 1,000 pounds.
I mean, if you were a
Maybe if you're a robot.
Yeah, maybe. Torbjorn is... I'm gonna fuck this up. Swedish?
Yeah, he's Swedish.
Oh, thank fuck.
He's a dwarf who speaks with the kind of like the
Borg. Borg.
the like half Scottish, half Swedish.
Build it. They will die. Don't get caught with your beard in the letterbox. People always underestimate the engineers. Hard work pays off. For the last time, I'm Swedish.
There we go. Yeah, he is a... He's kind of like a goof character. I mean, a lot of
Yeah,
the
like
characters
he's
are
very daffy.
Yeah, he's
right?
very like he's real silly.
Mm-hmm.
Another amputee.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of amputees in this game, which is sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Compensated for by the fact that cybernetics exist.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there's I think there's at least 4 characters that are missing one or more limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the engineer character.
Mm-hmm. He builds things. He's
builds
got a
stuff.
hammer.
Well, he built one thing.
Well, yeah.
Oops. Okay, apparently it does not show his hammer. Oh, okay, there we go. Doink. He has a rivet gun, and a hammer, and a sentry
Mm-hmm.
that turns into... Oh, and armor packs.
Very recognizable if you play Team Fortress 2 to the engineer.
Yeah, he's... Like... Yeah, he's a lot like the engineer.
Mm-hmm.
A couple more characters that we haven't hit yet. It's Tracer, T-Racer. I would love to link you to Extra Credits discussion on this character's character design, because they do such a good job of explaining the whole thing around this character, and I think they do it way better than we could.
Well, yeah, like Dan Prime from Extra Credits is his first job as an animator. Right?
I think so.
I want to say that. Now I don't believe that anymore. Have I just humiliated myself?
Maybe.
For like the 3rd time. Anyway, he has a lot of insights into the way that their series on this game's animation is better than anything we could summarize here. Just watch it.
Yeah,
Because
no,
he
that's
talks
actually why I'm bringing it up, is because I don't actually think it's necessary to talk about the Bud controversy, because they just do it so much better.
Yeah.
Like, just watch it. They say everything that I think about it so much better. But yeah, Tracer is the mascot of the game. She's really cool. She's from Britain. You've got these... I love this hybrid of, like, runner's leggings and a high-altitude suit.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because she is a pilot.
She's a pilot.
Right?
And also...
the like, very World War II RAF kind of jacket.
Yeah, it's, like, super old, but also with, like, this, like... well, it's not cyber bullshit, but it's, like... She has an illness where she jumps through time.
She's unstuck in time.
Has to wear a thing that makes them keep from time moving. And dual wields blasters. So she has time powers, because apparently, like, pseudo magic is like a thing in this universe, and she can teleport around a little bit, rewind time, stuff like that. Yeah, bomber jacket. That's what I was looking for.
Well, bomber jacket's an American.
Is that what would it have been called in England?
Flight jacket, I think.
Yeah. being unstuck from time due to a piloting accident. Yeah, kind of
Like
ruins.
the American ones where the bomber jacket is like the big nylon jacket.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pilot's jacket.
Yeah, so
right?
she's the fast character, the fast sort of aggressive like DPS that like in and out. The nearest comparison to something like say Team Fortress 2 would be like the Scout, who's like I don't have very much health, but I move real quick and kind of like hit and run you. So, also like I don't think we can do this without.
Oh, rubbish! Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
I mean, we have to, right?
Yeah. She's Tracer is the mascot for the game. She's forward facing.
Yep.
She's Sanic.
Sanic. It's the sexy character.
Yeah, she's French.
For fuck's sake.
Like they leaned heavily into it.
They really did. Widowmaker is femme fatale sniper.
Yeah.
Implausible proportions. Like holy fucking shit. The old life health. Yes, sorry. Yeah, Tracer is also gay.
Yeah.
As of the comics, there's comics of this as well that have like a broad canon outside of the game itself. So like most of the story is actually like offloaded onto like additional content. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, so she's like the super elite assassin snipe lady.
She would be very recognizable to anyone who played a lot of Quake or Quake 2, because one of the most popular mods, at least I remembered from when I played Quake back in the day, was the grapple gun.
Yep.
Whee!
Yep.
And the Quake 2 railgun, which is basically what Widowmaker carries around.
Just like rail them in the head. So yeah, a very like super crazy slender frame. Moves pretty quickly.
I mean, like she's supposed to be kind of spidery.
Yeah.
Right.
Itsy bitsy spider. Actually.
Oh, the tricolore. Yeah. Her Olympic skin was the French tricolore.
Ooh la la.
So French. Oh wait, this one. Yeah, spider-like. She also like her visor has a bunch of eyes on it, so there is the spider theme. Anywho, I do really like. I actually quite like her alternate outfits. Like I love this. I think this looks really cool.
She also has the Swan Lake skins.
Oh yeah, the
Odile and Odette. The white swan and the black swan.
Oops.
No.
Oh, and this was the. Where's the other one?
There it is. You don't have it yet.
There we go.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that these were from Swan Lake.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The white and black swans.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, and her Under the Mistletoe skin from last Christmas.
Which one is
Or
that?
not skin. Her end
highlight
animation.
intro?
Her highlight. Yeah. Her
Oh
highlight.
dear. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to do this. Eek. Fuck's sake. Which leaves us with Captain Monkey.
Yep.
I love Winston.
Mm-hmm.
I really love Winston. He is a tank, as you can tell immediately. Because he's really big. He's a scientist.
Yeah.
Did you know?
I really actually do like that one of the hero. I forget what kind of scientist Winston is, but May is a climate scientist.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that. I like that there isn't. I like the impression I get that Winston and May could have a conversation together and have no idea what the other person is talking
Just because
about.
they're in different fields?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the actual experience of being a scientist, is you're like, I'm going to assume you're right, because I don't
Sorry
fucking know.
about that. Curious. How embarrassing. The power of science.
He's like, he is very much the sort of like gentle giant kind of character. He's
Ape is fine. Monkey. He's not a monkey.
He's not okay. He's not cool.
He's,
Monkey.
he's an uplifted gorilla.
Yeah, he's undergone like gene therapy or something like that.
I think so.
Science fuckery, which is how he can talk and do science and have this like cyber outfit that makes him jump really far. But he still likes bananas and peanut butter.
Yep.
And hanging around on stuff. He's
from the moon and probably doesn't have a formal degree in it.
He's got lots of like he's got lots of bench knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's what counts. Cool.
Science occurred.
Yeah. So there's just a couple more that I want to touch on, which brings us to another topic about this game, which is that they keep adding characters. Mm-hmm. The ones that we went through first were the characters that this game shipped with last year. And since then, every couple of months, they have, under a lot of fanfare for the most part, rolled out one character after another to continue expanding the roster. So, which was the first one?
Anna.
They finally put an old lady in a game like this. Not only an old lady, an old Egyptian lady. This was really cool. I read a little anecdote about somebody who was like, "Oh, they put another like Egyptian character in this game. She's probably going to be garbage." Apparently, and I have no way to verify this, she speaks with an Egyptian accent and greets characters in like a bunch of different ways.
Okay, so they actually did their homework on this one.
They did do their homework on this one. Apparently.
Okay.
Again, like, citation needed. But I love this character so much. Because this is, as far as I'm concerned, like, one of the kind of, like, I think they got it right this time.
Yeah.
Where it's just, like, you can have this range. It's like, I don't have a problem with them having, like, a sexy character or two. Mm-hmm. What sort of tends to haunt me is when, like, every single woman in a huge roster of, like, anything is, like, the same type of hot.
Yeah.
Like, hot. We talked about the...
Yeah, well, I mean, like,
these,
I remember
the same standards being applied to every single character.
One of the, I think it was the art director for Magic the Gathering saying, like, sexy is okay, sexist is not.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. And it's sort of unpacking where the difference is. Does require you to look at it.
Yeah.
The other thing is just, like, you're allowed to have women in games and pop culture and stuff that aren't, like, the hot one. Like, this is all business, and she's still a woman.
Yeah.
You know? Like, please, more characters like this. You know? It's just, like...
Yeah, her, like, her Giselle.
Yeah,
rifle.
it just, like, it bothers me that when, you see a lot of, in a lot of pop culture stuff like this, when they put a woman in a game or a movie or a comic or whatever, it's like, priority one, she has to be hot. If she's not, why is she there? It's like, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. It's like, you wouldn't do that, and you don't do that for male characters. It's like, we need this character in here, and he can be, like, super, like, chiseled, or he can be super fat and lazy and shitty. He can be, like, old and grizzled, or, like, young and spry, and, like, there's just so much more options available to, or just, like, things that, like, there's so much more depth explored in male characters than there is in female characters.
Yeah.
It's changing, I think. But it's still a problem, and again, this, even with this one. But yeah, I fucking love Anna because, she's got this eye patch, the tattoo, the sort of like torn up coat, again, sort of like showing age or experience or hardship all in one. This like very military kind of look, the small feet that kind of imply mobility. She doesn't have any mobility powers, but she does get around. So
she looks like she would be difficult to notice. on the battlefield.
Yeah, but for the purposes of the video game, she's not actually camouflaged, which is one of those weird little things that the changes made for the convenience of a video game, where it's just like you sometimes don't have a character look actually like a soldier, because it's like, well, we have to be able to see them because it's a game, and so you have these highlights in blue and so forth. Some of the alternate costumes, maybe not so much. Oh my god, the fucking candy.
The Halloween costume.
I wish I had this one.
I love the what is it? The Shrike and
oh yeah, the
her basically Destiny skins.
Yep, definitely Destiny.
Well, and I mean, it's. I was thinking about that as you talked about it. That male characters have so much more body diversity in games.
Yep.
Because so many male characters are represented, and we were talking earlier about how much work this game puts into making sure every character has not only a unique but like a diagnostic silhouette, right? So by including many female characters, this game also is kind of forced into a role where its female characters have to represent kind of like a broad range of different silhouettes.
We missed one.
And it has several ways of doing that. Oh yeah, Diva.
Totally missed this one. So Diva has two silhouettes actually. She has the
mecha,
the entry plug suit, like cribbed pretty closely from Evangelion.
Yep.
And this huge, sort of bunny inspired, like bubblegum pink mecha.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked it up at first, but when I knew to look for it, the knowledge that the mech was supposed to evoke a rabbit, was, I thought it was neat.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a literal bunny hop.
Diva's my preferred tank character when we're going in blind. I like to start on Diva. But like, she's also like a professional gamer.
Yeah,
Diva's
she's from South Korea.
She's in the army. This is her army uniform.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it is an entry plug suit, which was like, man, can we just talk about the entry plug suit and how it was like the perfect fan service vehicle? It was just like, in order to pilot the vehicles, the teenagers must don skin tight, like elastic pressurized suits that make their like gaunt frames even more like
hyper stylized. We'll give them a little bit of shoulder pads and like, gloves.
But you know what? Just so just in case you're gonna call unfair on us, we're gonna throw Shinji in there too.
Yep.
Between crying fits.
Yeah. But where's his dick? I don't know.
No, I'm not gonna answer that question. Oh, poor Shinji. That poor fucking kid. Yeah, so like a tank character, her sort of quirk is that when the mech is destroyed, she bails out and keeps running around. So yeah, like there's a lot of different little things in the game that further kind of accentuate what the characters are like. We've spent like about an hour and 15 talking about the characters. We should take a short break and then we should play this motherfucker.
Yeah, actually, and show you what it looks like if you're not familiar with it.
Yeah.
But like, these are my favorite games to talk about on this because we need to talk about things that are popular. Anyway, we'll be back in like 5 minutes and we'll see you guys soon. Wait, where's the...
There's the...
I've lost the cursor. Hey,
all right.
We're back.
So I'm going to drive, which means you're probably going to have to commentate a lot.
Yeah, I will do.
Also a reminder, we encourage discussion on this stream, but personal attacks are never okay. We will time you out. It doesn't matter how good a point you think you're making. If you resort to literal name calling, you're not welcome here.
Maybe take a walk.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into a game.
All right.
Actually, can you put us on the other side so that we slightly obscure the chat?
Oh, we kind of left 3 characters out.
Did we?
Last 3?
Did I fucking miss some? Oh, right. Yes,
yeah.
we did. We didn't finish.
Yeah. So next up in the added characters, was it Sombra or Oriza?
Sombra was first.
Sombra was first.
Sorry, we should finish this. Sombra. Hacker. I really liked how they introduced this character through an ARG.
Yeah.
Each character they've introduced in different ways. Sometimes with a lot of fanfare, sometimes with not much. Yeah, there was an entire like mystery surrounding the release of this character. So she's super cool. Very cyberpunk.
Yeah. Like her all of her design screams like Shadowrun character to me.
Oh yeah, actually.
Like her fucking machine pistol.
Yep.
AKA her
That has like a
yeah, the ribbon connector.
Yeah.
Her Ingram smart gun.
Yep.
Basically. Her like side butts,
Well, I mean,
haircuts, her like her
yeah.
Tron outfit.
Well, actually, like the collar for her jacket has like a ribbon cable on it as well. So, calling someone a Hanzo main is not a personal attack, is it? Maybe it is.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
So then next came Orisa. I actually missed a lot of the
Sombra safe.
Keep Sombra safe. Yeah. I missed a lot of the fanfare for this, and this character snuck up on me. It's a lady robot, lady horse, centaur shooter thing from
Rhino Beetle.
Rhino Beetle from Africa.
There was one kid, it went viral, where they were sent home or suspended for calling another student a Hanzo main, and the teacher didn't know what it was.
I see. Okay. I love this character because she's a tank, you know, big, strong, a little bit like Reinhardt, because she makes shields, but also just like has this like basically minigun, laser minigun, and she, in her voice lines, she talks about being inexperienced a lot because she was made like not that long ago.
Yeah, her.
She's literally constructed.
She is
not
an
that long ago.
OR-15 public safety robot.
Yeah, she's being like a reverse engineer.
Or sorry, not robot, Omnic.
Omnic. Yeah. So.
The OR-15 line was destroyed by the next character that they introduced, who is Doomfist.
Oh boy.
And
sadly
Orisa
not Terry Crews, but it's
I guess they didn't want their newest character to just instantly become a meme. Yeah.
Just like super meme lord, but this character is interesting because like this prop that he has, like the fist, is like a MacGuffin in these stories. And it was also a MacGuffin on one of the maps in the game that has since disappeared.
Yeah.
Been stolen and belongs to this character now. He's a big, scary cyber dude with a real big fist. What do you suppose this character does?
Punch things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't played with Doomfist yet. My understanding is that he's got a very low floor and a very high ceiling.
Yup.
He can be real bad, and when piloted by a good player, does not telegraph his moves and kills you out of nowhere.
Yeah, he just like sort of, you just see like, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
I do like that we mentioned earlier a lot of the characters borrow from pulp fiction, right? Or
popular fiction.
Pop culture, in order to communicate their function. But this game has been out for a while now, and Doomfist actually cribs a bit from Hanzo's design.
Does he?
Well, look at his lower body.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it is a design shared by a lot of the characters. You know, you know what this guy looks like? He looks like the bare knuckle boxing champion of like a local village. You know, somewhere in sub-Saharan Africa. Just like, yeah, he's just been, you know, going around. They ran out of heads to split, so he got a big, like, mecha arm and decided to like split trains instead. So there you go. But yeah, he's got that interesting sort of cyber thing where like it's actually like grafted into his skin, and you see like little panels in his flesh. So he's like less percent cyborg than Genji, but still a lot of him's being replaced. An old boxer banned for killing a guy in the ring archetype. Yeah. Now I've decided that I will punch even harder than ever before. Okay, I think that covers all the characters. Let's jump into a game. So we'll just do quick play, which is basically like throw me in with a bunch of random people. And the reason we're sitting on this side of the screen is like hopefully we can actually move in just a little bit. I have no control over what the chat is like. In my experience, it's usually not too bad, but it's it's an online game that's popular, so there's gonna be shitheads.
Yeah.
Which sucks and is not okay.
Yeah. But this is
But it is
basically,
a thing to
like,
be expected. Regrettably. Can we turn off in-game chat?
Probably. Social?
Oh.
Now entering King's Row.
So, what I was noticing is this game actually, like, in some ways reminds me of like Street Fighter, where you have this like wildly international cast traveling to all these like locations, kind of referenced by the characters themselves, and just like having a big fucking scrap. Dang it! I hate it when they do that.
Defenses.
Oh, perfect.
Select your hero.
Huh.
What?
That's actually a decent comp.
Holy shit! It is. Oh, leave current channel.
Once we get into... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're in the match.
Dang it. Why is that? Okay, it's 15 seconds.
Oh, 2 ends in channel.
Okay.
Oh, we have to be in match.
Ah. Okay.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem.
Hello there. All right.
There we go. Okay. So Cam, we start in the London tube station on this map.
I wonder where we are.
London.
Yep.
But like steampunk, future cyber London.
Yeah. With Big Ben.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the objective.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Ain't much for waiting around.
So, you can see on the horizon, super cyber city. This kind of area, I suppose, deliberately left or maintained in a state that kind of evokes the history of the place. In fact, a lot like England itself, I guess. They do go out of their way to preserve their sort of tourist destinations. The cyber double-decker bus.
A lot of, like, shorthands for things. Uh-oh.
That's bad. Get me. So we're going to have to try our best to sort of talk about what's going on. I would make some...
So it's... There's a lot going on the screen when you're in the midst of things. Because... There's 12 players in a match around a fairly a highly concentrated area. The objective is not large. The maps are not huge. So you have to be able to decipher quickly what's going on in the match. Who is on who, like, keeping sides separate could be a make or break point for this game.
That's why they're generally highlighted in red and blue.
Yep. So the game puts a lot of work into coding the visuals. Because this game is actually honestly pretty hard to do well, to play well. And you don't need the barrier from the game's UI impeding.
Alright. They got me. Oh, I've seen the new Mercy ult. Hey,
That's a fine how do you
Symmetra made a teleporter. So
That's
now,
awfully good of Symmetra.
so now we can get here sooner.
You're really enjoying Junkrat's 2 new,
I love it so much. They made a change to this character recently that buffed him in a way that is really fun. Oh, that's bad. Ah. Don't like Doomfist. He's scary.
brother.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
So... Oh,
Oh.
thank you. So that was our Mercy. Using her new resurrect. Oh, look at him running away, cheeky fucker. Yeah, there's
How do you recognize characters in the midst of all of this? You do, right? You're after only a couple hours playing the game, you're able to instantly recognize all the characters.
or in the very least, broadly speaking, figure out what a threat looks like. Like that red electricity seems bad. I should probably stay away from it.
Don't get caught.
Like the color design in this game is actually really useful. So like blue stuff is good for you.
Red stuff is
blue
bad.
stuff is allied or belongs to you. Yellow stuff is very good for you because it represents healing. Purple stuff's bad, and red stuff's really bad.
Yeah.
Oh!
That Widow's been waiting there for a while.
Yep. I'll watch this replay. She had all the time in the world to line that up.
But it also, like,
Gemeinsam kämpfen wir. 60 seconds.
that voice line is the enemy Mercy. How do we know? Because it wasn't English.
And it was loud.
Yep. That's Mercy's new ult. That was Widowmaker's ult on the other team.
You sort of, like, there is a learning curve definitely to the game, differentiating what all the characters are like and how they perform. And even then, you do end up in these sort of clusterfuck situations where it's like, what's going on? But yeah, the more I think about this game in terms of being like a fighting game in the style of Street Fighter or, you know, just like, yeah, like that sort of sphere of games where it's like you have,
10 seconds.
like, it has a similar level of sort of polish and backstory on the characters that is rendered just about completely irrelevant when it comes time to start fighting. Because the scenario that is playing out here in no way is related to any of what these characters are actually doing in, you know, whatever you want to call the canon.
Yeah, this is what Call of Duty looks like in the Overwatch universe. Where these characters, as cartoony and ludicrous as they are what this universe's super tactical characters look like.
Yeah. Also, you can upvote people, but you don't get anything out of this. You can just, it's just a, like, eh. Nope. Yeah, like, there's always a goal on these maps that's pretty clear. Is like, either, like, take this objective point that is, like, some important location, or escort a thing from A to B. But
Arriving at
its relevance in like, in as much as, like, story is concerned, is kind of irrelevant. Yeah. The scenarios are sometimes, like, references to the story. But again, like, you have all these characters who are, like, sworn enemies working together. And it's doesn't really make sense, but this is where like the like video game aspect, you know, takes over because it's fucking fun. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And
Like
the story background adds to it, but in a very weird, hard to pin down way. Like
Yeah.
I like that all these characters are so fleshed out and stuff, and I don't really mind that it's not narratively cohesive in any way. It's still just kind of cool.
yeah, somebody in chat pointed out that the developers refer to Overwatch as the smashing together of action figures.
That's exactly what this is. It's like, it's a smashing together of action figures in the style of something like Smash Brothers, except that they created all the characters from scratch, rather than just like, you know, let's take everybody's favorite, you know, G.I. Joes and whatever, that have their own story completely outside the context of this game, and put them together. Or instead, we'll just make brand new ones. That is some good moves.
1. Attackers incoming.
Enemy turret ahead.
Stop
So,
payload.
Hog's gun here, you can see, is barely holding together. Like the parts just like chunder around. No! How dare you!
How dare.
Just gonna have a suck on this.
Being able to heal while moving?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, very hot.
I'm still pretty shit at stuff. Oh boy, I have a bunch of fellas that... Whoa, what the fuck was that hook?
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
That
So,
Genji.
yeah. So
Is
this...
that a pro Genji?
It is a pro Genji. So this map, Watchpoint Gibraltar, is a cornerstone in the story's narrative. Again, outside the context of the game. Well, and inside the context of the game. This is where... Do you want to talk about what the fuck Overwatch actually is? A little bit?
Overwatch is a intergovernment or super governmental organization that
It's the
is-
Super Friends.
Yeah, it's concerned with
Holy shit, it is the Super Friends!
its mandate is to guard against cybernetic threats to humanity, basically. And I think it was formed during the Omnicorps. And it is opposed by Blackwatch,
Or
which
evil... Oh, why would you do this to me? Oh god, where are the enemies? Wait till my ult next time. Sorry, keep going. Yeah, the Blackwatch, which is...
yeah,
like-
which
you know, the more that we talk
is
about this,
chaotic.
the more this sounds like G.I. Joe.
yeah, it's basically G.I. Joe. Yeah, Talon are the terrorists. Sorry, excuse me.
Right,
Yes.
Blackwatch, right.
Blackwatch was what Reaper was a member of, which was Overwatch's covert Black Ops detail was called. So that was Reaper, or Gabriel Reyes. God, Talon really does sound like a G.I. Joe.
They really are. This game, I think that the metaphor of this being smashing G.I. Joes together is really quite apt. Like, almost horrifyingly apt. I still managed to miss people with the world's biggest shotgun. So yeah, and it turns out smashing G.I. Joes together on Castle Grayskull is really fun.
Yeah.
We used to do that shit as kids. Well, I mean, I think I did. Oh, he's angry. Why would I?
Why would what?
Because I'm trying to use up the duration of his ult.
Fair enough.
And I can take
keeping
it.
him away from your school.
I'll endure it.
Smells like bacon.
What did you just call me?
Well, you are called Roadhog.
But yeah, the locations in the game are iconic scenes related mostly to events in the history. Didn't get me sass.
Yeah. Gonna have to do better than that, Sombra.
in the game's narrative, again, in the same way you would get a playset in G.I. Joe, just like, I don't know what kind of things they had, but like the Castle Grayskull thing is sort of what I'm getting at. It's like, hey, here's a place, and you'll spend your whole time.
Well, yeah, that's absolutely it.
It's absolutely it. Like, the maps are the playsets.
And the characters are the action figures.
Yep. Oh my god, why? Just... what?
He realized he was fucked, but he could still make you have to reload and waste some time.
That's true. I didn't feel good about that at all. Oh, he'll be back.
30 seconds remaining.
Oh, really? Both of you can go straight to Hades. No! Why me? Why me?
How is she alive?
She's ulting. What? Get out of there! How am I still alive? Oh, good. Now he's really angry. Oh, did you need that? That's a shame. That's a damn crying shame. Did we win yet? Nope. I don't know where that Somber is, and I don't really care.
I'm just continuously impressed with how this game uses basically every channel available to it to communicate to the player what is going on.
Play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Cue of the game.
Oh yeah, actually. Oh, that's fine. I felt so embarrassed about that ult. I was like, I can't do anything. Oh, sure. Yeah, it hands out awards at the end of the game, and then there's like an XP system that doesn't ever make your character better. This is one of the things that I like the most about this game, is all the characters, irrespective of how long you've played them for, all perform the same way. So there's a kind of an equalizing factor to it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start working through these characters.
Select your hero.
I was never good with Zenyatta. I just can't aim well enough.
I can't aim either, but I don't care. I just love him so much.
He's great. Play of the game, as determined by an algorithm.
That nobody's ever happy with.
Yep. And doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
My favorite play of the game ever was the famous one from when the game first launched, which was a dead Torbjorn.
Yeah, just like
play of the game.
rolling off of the point
as
his turret blew everybody away. Yeah, your rank is more of an indicator of playtime, and it's used in matchmaking. So this we're playing the same map from the opposite end, so we're on attack. And this is a waiting area while the other team gets a chance to sort of set up their defenses. And this area is a scene, like a scene, if you will, from one of the shorts.
Yeah.
This is where Winston hangs out.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you asked me to talk about it. Yeah, this is Winston's base. So you can imagine Winston's action figure comes with a comic
and
that shows him at Watch Point Gibraltar, and maybe like a little cardboard fold-out thing that you stand him on that has this in the background.
Yep. All right.
3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
Yeah, I think this might have been the first animated short that was released, where Winston is defending his home from Talon.
Yep.
Just like mountains of Talon mooks, led by Reaper.
Yep. Why am I at the front?
That seems like not a great place for Zen.
can't leave my shots for shit. In that case. Hang on. I gotta die first. We're playing the joke Omake. Is this like, is this game just a dojinshi? A little bit. There's a lot of comparisons you can make. Like, there's comics where they'll do the main narrative, and then they'll do like for a goof, the same characters, but they're all in high school or something.
Mm-hmm. Let's get it moving.
And I kind of dig that. It's like, this is like all the same characters, but they're all fighting for some fucking reason.
Ow.
Goodbye?
Wait, how does a bear trap trap Zenyatta? Immersion ruined.
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield.
Winston reporting.
Hello there.
Let's get this, Zarya.
The shadow of doubt.
So, the ways the characters, you know, kind of the chatter between one another and sort of narrating their abilities further kind of fleshes them out. Because, like, it would be boring if, like, you shot your gun and was like, take that!
Yeah.
Which doesn't say anything. But you'll say stuff that's kind of related to, you know, your character, what they're like, where they're from. Oh boy. Please no. Please no. Please no. Wow, she's
good. She's real good now.
I haven't yet worked out how this new Mercy works, but apparently
she just flies around and kills you.
Yep.
A temporary setback.
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Yep. That's the Shimada's special. Did I mention there's ultimates in this game? Everybody has a toolkit of powers they get. Well, powers and weapons, whatever you want to call them. And as you play and as you succeed in whatever your character is designed to do, you start building up percentage on your ultimate, which is a super powerful special ability that can alter the course of the game, or just be thrown straight into the dirt. Not today!
Shut down.
Just like that. So what happened there was Zarya used her ult, which draws the enemy team all together and holds them there.
Singularity.
Yeah, and it makes them vulnerable.
Did you just kick Mercy in the chest so Archie died? I love the foot just coming out of nowhere.
I do love it a lot. And I countered it with my ultimate, which turns me invincible and creates a powerful healing field for several seconds. How dare you?
Jesus.
Yep. Once you figure out how to use the charge,
reverse DPS.
It's very good. If you can land all the balls on somebody who's discorded, yeah, it turns out he's a DPS.
The cycle begins.
I'm on fire. It means I'm doing well.
Good work.
Yep. So there is an in-game chat, but there's also like a simplified communication system that
your voice lines.
Well, your voice lines, and also just like
Peace be upon you.
hello, thank you, so forth, which sidesteps the language barrier sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not always perfect, but you can make rudimentary signals to your teammate.
Yeah, the most common one I see used is the "my ult is ready."
Yep.
Behind you.
Okay.
Experience tranquility.
I didn't want to freeze to death.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Must kill me. Must kill me. Ah!
Oh.
That old barbecue beam. All right.
is a flimsy
I
shield.
need healing. Yeah, I was pretty fucking clear about personal attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I didn't have to clarify myself. Do we not have any of our mods here tonight? Where is everybody?
A temporary setback.
Get healed.
Nanoboost administered.
You better get out of the way.
Get up there. I do appreciate that you can optionally turn on a wall hack for healing characters so you can see where your team is at any time. Oh, not again. Oh, that's bad. Stick shield. Oh, okay, I'll take it. I will take it right in the side of the head.
Oh. That is... Widowmaker just loves killing omnics.
She's almost a little too good at it.
Excellent, teacher.
Hey, they have a teleporter. Enemy spotted.
Again, also the chatter in the game will communicate what's going on and alert you to not that,
Yeah.
to things that are going on. So like, if the enemy team gets something like, say, a teleporter, which is like bad news for you because it means they have more mobility, the characters will keep mentioning it and keep suggesting that you figure out where it is until you destroy it, without you having to do it yourself.
I also love the audio cues, the other audio cues, like the fact that as Zenyatta expends his balls,
Yeah.
the tone rises. So you get a sense for how much ammunition you have left without needing to look.
Nope. Nope. Hello. So nice of you. I panicked at the last minute.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Battleborn.
Yeah.
There was another game that was like third person. There was some lady with a huge sword. That's the vaguest description ever, but there was another one. I don't remember what it was called, but I don't think I ever heard anything from it ever again.
Well, especially considering I heard Battleborn was quite good, and very different than Overwatch, but for the reason... So I don't know why, but they were compared. It was decided you could only play one in Overwatch, crushed Battleborn. Not slightly due in part to the fact that Blizzard really tried to crush Battleborn.
Huh.
I am healed.
By timing their releases in such a way to ensure that their player base kept focused on Overwatch.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's a thing you can do when you have lots of money. Doesn't necessarily make it that good.
I've got you.
I got you. There we go.
Nice. Have you lost a game yet?
I don't know.
Play
I think
of
so.
the game.
Grar. Wow, that
Oh,
ult
the
kept-
shutdown.
Yikes. Hey, James.
Hey, James.
We discovered a little too late that we don't have any mods on tonight. So that's been all right. Yeah, do we want to take one more
Another
break?
quick break?
Yeah, another quick break, and then we'll come back and talk about.
Yeah.
Some
all
other
right.
stuff?
Maybe I could play.
Yeah, of course you could.
My turn. I forgot how much I love this game.
It's really fun.
I'm also way worse at it than Alex is, so just so you know, we're gonna start sucking. Okay, I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. All right. Hey, welcome.
We're back.
Now that you've watched Alex win a few matches of Overwatch, I'm going to show you what the other side of this experience looks like.
Well, it's a game open to play at many different levels, as I think games like this ought to be. You know, from the character types, you know, the easier to pick up ones, the harder to pick up ones, to the matchmaking that only pairs you with people who are roughly your level of experience. That doesn't always work out, but it's not bad. Gosh. So yeah, what else can we talk about?
It might be germane to talk about the loot box system,
That is a good idea.
which
Because this was...
Blizzard has said they're going to fix, which means they knew it was broken.
Huh. How about them apples?
Yeah, they're going to fix it at some point.
Uh-huh. So, the loot box system in this, and we're probably going to just briefly touch on kind of like digital marketplace stuff. As you play this game, it will drop loot boxes on you at every time you level up.
Yeah, which
Which is
occurs
now,
at an
I think-
increasing level of games.
And your loot box is kind of like a gashapon. Oops, there we go. It's a crate full of random cosmetic items for your character. So like sprays or
Select your
yeah, there's like sprays or
Voice lines.
or emotes or shit like that. Just like cute stuff, whatever. And sometimes they contain in-game currency, which you can use to purchase those at various different levels. Which and,
This does feel a lot like the games I've played.
yeah, and these are all items that fortunately have zero impact on gameplay, which is a big deal for me because that was what really turned me off Team Fortress 2 in its sort of twilight years. It's like every character is getting so many fucking side grades that I couldn't tell what anybody did anymore.
This is my kind of
So, like, you had the same 10 characters expanded into, like, I don't know, maybe like 30 archetypes.
Yep.
I'm exaggerating, of course, but it was just like a pain, and I didn't like it. Like I said, I do enjoy that, you know, maybe like 5 years from now, if I pick up this game, the soldiers,
attack.
roughly speaking, gonna play exactly the same.
Yeah, there's no functionality locked behind the loot boxes.
The only changes they make are like when they actually release patches, because they're like, the way this character works is a problem now, so we're going to fix it or try something different, and they do tend to test it. So to get back to the loot crates, you can also buy them for real money, and that's where it gets interesting, because
One.
sure, you know, spending real money on
Capture objective A.
on virtual objects, whatever. But well, the big bead people have is the dupes, isn't it?
Yep.
That you can roll the same item more than once. It's like a computer's generating those algorithms, and it's sort of incentivizing you to spend more money to get the shit that you want. And while it's just cosmetic stuff, it is kind of, yeah. A lot of people are
I'm sorry, Anna.
I'm justifiably unhappy about it. Dupes are being fixed now, but now they've been fixed. They weren't before. Which is kind of like,
7 shits.
yeah. What are your thoughts on how the loot crates are?
I like the skins, I like the art design, I want to get them, and I don't like when I don't get them.
Not dead.
That's
I mean-
basically my thing on it. It is no functionality, but for some reason, it's a part of why I play the game. Ow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I
feel
think
when.
Charisma, spending real money on a chance to get the thing you want and an ever-increasing chance to get another. I mean, if duping is being fixed, that's less of a problem, but it is still like,
Fight's done.
I mean, it's gambling. It's you're paying money for a chance to roll the dice at a thing you want, a result that you desire. That's not worth any actual money, but
Everyone.
it's, you know,
Ow.
it. Oh, look at that. It must be real difficult for people who are compulsive collectors, which I'm sure they're aware of. Yeah, well, it's not literal actual gambling because it's not for money. It's a form of gambling. Like, because actual gambling, you wager money to get more money. That's why it's so dangerous. Is because, like, you can get really...
Why am I dying so badly?
But you keep coming back. But yeah, like this sort of, it sort of brings up the whole kind of like good, bad, and ugly sphere of the digital marketplace, where you have stuff like, this is another thing that I've really hated about Team Fortress 2, was eventually they started doing a similar thing where you've got loot crates, but they would sell you the keys for them. So they would just like put this gift wrap package in front of you, just leave it in your inventory, and it's just like, there's a thing in there, we don't know what it is, but if you want to open it and see what it is, you can buy this key. So there was another level of like, I hesitate to call it coercion, but it's certainly exploiting human psychology in a way that is pretty shabby.
Okay.
Right in the mommy-daddy like that, along with the hats and the side grades and stuff, was like really kind of why I left that game. A little bit in disgust. Because it was just like, oh, well, you've created a way to print money. And now they don't, like, Valve doesn't even produce their own content because they've outsourced that to the community itself. So they can just sit on their golden throne and just, like, vacuum up money. Yeah, it is manipulation. It's not, yeah, it's not coercion, but it's manipulation. And that's not super cool. And now we have that model coming to PUBG, which a lot of people are real unhappy about, especially after did they say that they were not going to have...
How did he get through that?
I don't know. I feel like...
Oh, no, it was misplaced.
Yeah.
Not dead yet.
Taking the point. Don't worry, I got this.
Yeah, people were not happy that change was made. So, yeah, it's this weird thing that I wonder how much it dovetails with an issue that we've talked about before, which is game price, which is another kind of mess because you have gamers demanding the lowest possible quantity of money spent on the maximum amount of gameplay time, and developers trying to make a game within a budget and charge something that will make them not lose their shirts. But also, just like, laugh all the way to the bank, depending on the day.
Oh, 7 shits.
Yeah. I mean, you're right that the items are only cosmetic, but like you've been to Dave & Buster's, right? Like, you know, you can buy every single thing on that wall for like pennies, or you could win them. Wouldn't you like to win them?
I've got you in my sights. I've got you in my sights.
They're also like. Also, in the context of a game, they're items that are not available anywhere else.
Tactical visor activated.
Yeah, only cosmetic is a relief in as much as gameplay is concerned, but you know, they are engineering interest in a thing that people like.
Well, a lot of very expensive things are only cosmetic.
Yeah, actually. A lot of very, very expensive things. It's like, oh, it's just a jacket. Yeah, it's Armani. That's not quite the same thing, because, like, in that respect, there is at least some component of materials and workmanship to take into account. Although that's kind of it's a little similar, because, like, well, I mean, no, it's not quite the same. Like, they're obviously not making these skins out of, like, ebony or something. And I'm glad that this game is not like pay to win or something. I wonder if we would ever do like a pay to win. I've never played pay to win games because like they're so disinteresting to me. I don't think I would ever want to play any sort of like multiplayer play to win game.
Heroes never die. For a price.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Look out!
Yeah, also if like even if cosmetic items are not in any way interesting to you, like use your imagination to kind of think about how other people might find it.
Just got accidentally killed by a Hanzo. Always feels bad.
Okay, next rule. Please don't argue in bad faith. That drives me up the fucking wall. Like, especially on a channel that, like, I don't mind jokes occasionally, but if you're literally trolling
Then
on
yeah,
a discussion topic, don't.
yeah.
It's like, I said a thing that I don't believe, and everybody got mad at me because we were having a fucking discussion about it. LOL. Don't do that.
Heal up.
Team up for special attack.
Yeah, our Mercy isn't unfair.
She's pulling weight.
She is astonishing. Our Mercy is the only reason why we're winning. She's rezzed me like 1,000 times.
Kyoto, you literally just admitted that you were riling people up. Like... I feel like such a moron having to explain this. Yeah, Mercy is carrying.
60 seconds remaining.
Get him!
All right.
Like if you're gonna goof, please use the Kappa. It's there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Play of the game.
Oh, I love this highlight.
Too many steam buns.
Too many bow. Oh, so bow.
No, not.
Right in
No,
the mouth.
that was me.
Oh, if you're disagreeing with something else, I didn't catch it.
Yes, obviously, the
Okay.
Mercy.
Yeah. There you go. This is not the other side camera. In the realm of other discussion topics, changing characters mid-match.
Yeah, this is a game that does not really encourage you to have a main.
Yeah, okay, so what's a main?
A main is your preferred character for a game. For example, I would say if you were to look at my hours played that I was a diva main.
Because everybody tends to find a niche.
Yeah, a character that they're most comfortable with, a role that they're most comfortable with, a skill set that reflects their skills in the game. So I play a lot of diva, I play a lot of soldier, and when I heal with Mercy.
Yep.
But
some people swear by one character to the exclusion of all others.
Mm-hmm.
Other people have like a couple characters that they focus on and a few that they sort of play if it's necessary. This is a game that encourages you to change your tactics, like sometimes in the middle of stuff that's happening, as opposed to sort of like, you can pick a character at the beginning of the round and go from the beginning to end with that character and see a lot of success. But sometimes if situations change, it's worthwhile to change characters and you get rewarded for that.
Mm-hmm. Because
it's like if the imagine if you were playing Magic and the meta changed throughout the match.
Like, say the opposing team has an amazing Roadhog, who's just dominating the match.
Yeah.
Who do you switch to?
Well, you switch to a character that
Jesus,
that does well against Roadhog. So something that's able to evade his attacks, maybe,
or that punishes his hooks.
Yeah.
So a character like Reaper? Does Reaper
Reaper's
still...
real good against Hog, because Reaper now he deals shit tons of damage up close and heals himself as he deals damage. Reaper is bad news for Hog. I have a lot of trouble with Maze when I play Hog. There's a whole like relationship of like what characters counter other characters. It's not an exact science. Well, maybe the people who maintain the wikis would say so. But yeah, like if there's a character who's like really causing your team some grief, there are answers to them. You unfortunately might not be good at that character that answers that character.
다시 한판 해보자고.
Hard and soft counters, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. We're getting rolled.
Yup. But yeah, my personal mains are Roadhog, Junkrat,
I need healing.
Reinhardt, Zenyatta, a couple other ones. We can actually check.
Get through this.
Asymmetrical design pros. Yep.
Let's get you back in the fight.
I like that the front sight posts on your pistol are bunny ears.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it reminds me of? That video of the guy at the oh, your mech's out.
No! Oh, thank God.
Suiting up.
The guy at the airsoft range who has the like railgun anime M4. It's quite a sight to behold. There's a question, I apologize if it's already been covered. Is it possible to have multiples of the same character on the same team? Formerly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They changed it, and I think it's for the better.
Okay.
Quick play that just sort of jump in and play mode is now single pick, where if one person chooses a character, that character is locked out for everybody else.
There is a real skill to reviving with Mercy.
I bet. There's other game modes.
Okay, we just need to hold them here for 7 minutes.
Yeah, in which you can choose as many duplicates as you want.
Forward shield.
But I am glad that they changed that, because then it sort of forces a team, like a team comp.
다시 완벽하게 작동한다.
I don't know why I didn't think of Street Fighter sooner. Just like the international quality of like all the characters and you know the locations tied to them. And yeah, the G.I. Joe metaphor went a lot further than I was thinking it would.
The mini missiles are an interesting ad. For like actual literal Macross missiles.
Yep. We're also playing this game right after a patch, because they're continually working on this game and rolling out sometimes major changes. Like, the Mercy character has been turned completely topsy-turvy. Like, she's very different than her last incarnation as of a week ago. And they make these changes to try and, as they make observations on how the game is played, what trends they can observe, and that tends to keep it fresh and keep it from stagnating. And because they're a huge studio, they have the budget to do that. So. Ow! I can't believe you tanked that. Remember when you used to take damage from that?
Yeah. I remember when they used to take damage from that too.
No!
Jesus Christ, we're just getting rolled.
Oh, Scatter Arrow. Yeah, I didn't realize Scatter Arrow was such a problem.
It's... sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they launched the rocket, I guess.
Play
Oh.
of the game.
God. Missiles.
Double. Double.
Man, I should have been able to hard counter that
Yep.
that soldier ult.
Wait, Scatter does 450 damage? Is that if you land all of them? Yikes. Well, their watch is like they come back as like Hanzo now just doesn't have a scatter arrow anymore. No, it's just gone.
Yeah, he dropped it somewhere.
He now gets random crits.
Oh god.
Oh god! He'll just randomly like arm shot you for 700.
Yeah.
That would be terrible. 6 shards, 75 damage each. Woof!
Mm-hmm.
How often do you land all of them? Pretty often, as it turns out, if you aim at their feet. Yeah, I really, really love this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fun,
Hmm.
and I like a lot of the design. There's plenty about it that's not perfect, especially in some of the character design, but overall,
Prepare to attack.
I've been quite impressed with it, and I've put a lot of hours in this.
No, not.
Also, just like playing with friends. I mean, it makes most games better, but like with this one, it's really, really good.
I guess, yeah, Hanzo does do a good job of blowing away a tank.
Yeah. It's the highest damage ability in the game. Jeez. Level design. I think it's got great level design. Actually, this is great. Just wander around this diner
Yeah.
and see the starting areas that the characters spawn into. Are always really, really interesting with shit tons of stuff to look at because you don't
And
have anything
break.
and break stuff, for you to just fuck around with because you're just sitting here, twiddling your thumbs. But there's lots of sightseeing you can do, and you'll notice that like these areas are among the most detailed in a given level. Because you are stuck in here for 30 whole seconds.
Yeah, with nothing
With
to do.
nothing to do. But there's like lots of little props and
Are you experiencing
things you can
any
look
issues
at.
with your genetic therapy?
And I like that because it's just like nobody enjoys sitting around waiting for a match to start, so you at least give them something to do.
Attack commence.
Feeling spry.
Some levels have like really interesting stuff to do. Like I think the basketball in Tibet is really great. And I mean, there's also like visual storytelling in the levels themselves. Like we start this map over like a crashed train. I don't know why we're pushing this bomb to the other end of the map, but I wouldn't worry about it. Also, like how this area looks straight out of like a Roadrunner cartoon.
Yep. It really, like, the bright, colorful aspect of the game really comes into the fore here.
My ultimate target.
Well, it's interesting because like I think that the characters themselves have the brightest colors, and then the level design is a little bit more muted. At least I'm seeing that in this level, and I think a lot of them, that's the case.
My ultimate is
So like all the important, all the game important stuff is like really bright red and really bright blue and really bright yellow.
firing up.
Yeah, the starting areas are definitely a good world building tool.
Got you in my sight.
Get them!
Oh, come on!
Where are the enemies?
Where'd they
I
go?
hate that shit. No.
Come on! They were all right there.
I hate hitting an ult like that, and then just where's the enemy team?
I will
The other thing that
Transit Gloria.
that helps with the world building is how characters
Nobody saw that.
how characters react to their surroundings. Like, if you spawn with a given character into a map, as you're getting ready, they'll have voice lines, you know, just sort of remarking on what's there, and it gives you an insight into the place and the character themselves. It's really cool. And yet not part of a canon in the context of the game. So I don't know how to describe it other than weird. Where it's a thing that I appreciate and I think I would really miss the absence of. But it doesn't apply in the same way that you would expect it to in a narrative. Oh
I'll show them.
boy. Ow.
Heroes never die.
Fucking nerf Junkrat.
Mission ain't over yet.
No one can hide from my sight.
Why? Always. Holy shit.
Holy shit. Don't drink the coffee, it always tastes like boiled dirt. Yep. The setting is yet to make active map hazards. There's pitfalls, but nothing actively dangerous on the ground. Yeah, I mean, I guess that they wanted to make... Like, there's sometimes environmental hazards, but it's usually just gravity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, falling into a pit.
I don't think they really wanted to make the levels themselves too much of a threat, but they've experimented with that a little bit. Like, there's the cars in...
What?
But that's basically gravity.
Kawaii Potato is like my fucking nemesis. This Junkrat gets to die. Ow.
Patched up.
60 seconds.
Payload secure.
You like this at first, but the longer you played, you wish you were playing an RPG? I could see that. I could see maybe there being like a spin-off.
Well, this was originally supposed to be a replacement for World of Warcraft.
Really?
Yeah. The original intention for this was that it was going to be the WoW replacement.
The WoW killer.
Every time I fucking respawn, I get this goddamned Hanzoel.
It was originally called Titan and it was an MMO? Huh. And I guess they were just like, well, what if TF2 killer?
God damn it.
I've got you in my sights. This old dog's learned a few tricks.
Please no, I don't want to die.
Yatta. Are we gonna do a MOBA and an MMO at some point? They should be talked about. I have never played a game of either genre in my life.
An MMO? Really? Oh, they're
Never
good.
played an
They can be
MMO.
fun.
Well, I think we should probably talk about World of Warcraft at some point. Maybe we could do the stream, you explain WoW to me.
Ugh, I haven't played it in years. I played it in like Vanilla and Burning Crusade.
Like, that's the kind of thing I think I would like to have somebody who's more knowledgeable in. There's some kinds of games that I think it's fine that we like go in largely
Kind of
blind
blind,
and
but
kind
like
of figure it out,
entire
like-
genres.
Yeah, that's
No, not like this. Not like this. This Hanzo just didn't miss.
I'll have to.
Triple kill.
Okay.
Oh, that Hanjo. Nice shooting, Tex.
Mm-hmm. %48 of damage taken.
Yikes.
Route 66. Prepare your defenses.
I haven't...
Yeah. Other thing I'd like to point out there, like, don't just call stuff garbage and expect it to be valid criticism, please.
Yeah.
Like, we encourage discussion here. And I don't mind name calling of, like, properties as much, but it's, like, just not productive.
Yeah, like what?
Like, if you have an opinion on something, elaborate on it, like, offer proof for it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just like, this is trash and it sucks, it's like,
Yeah.
well, why?
I play to
Because it's
win.
trash and it sucks. That's not a fucking argument.
Hello. Thank you. All systems checked out. Ready for combat maneuvers.
It is time to act.
Yeah, I mean,
Incoming in 30
yeah, Arclight Dynamo, I
You
think,
can
brings
keep
up
up
what
with
we
me?
were trying to say at the beginning, which is that, like, what's popular is interesting. And as it happens, both of us like this game.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I think there's knowledge there even for people who don't care for this kind of game.
Greetings.
I'm under the impression that
5, 4,
Overwatch is asymmetrically balanced,
1.
which is to say, like,
Incoming.
they didn't try to make every character perfectly balanced. Like, some of them are deliberately skewed in one way or the other. But through character picks and teamwork, you find that balance. Well, I haven't found higher thanks to keyboard. I like the click wheel. I think it's fine.
Oh, come on! Zarya, piss off.
Extra credits at an episode on Perfect Imbalance. Those guys do good work.
Yeah.
Watch their stuff.
Move up here.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Suiting up.
So based off this game, you think an FPS can ever be deeply overanalyzed and shoot all the terrorists? Yeah, absolutely, and we have done before. Like our episode, it depends on
Like,
the game.
why is the objective shoot all the terrorists?
Yeah,
Diva re-engaging.
I mean the answer for this situation is, I think, actually just like it's fun. It's fun to crash GI Joes into each other, and I don't think that there's much to it. But yeah, we've definitely talked about a lot of FPS games that do stand up and sometimes fall down under close scrutiny about it.
Mounting tower to forward barrier. My teleporter is online. Mounting tower to forward this. All systems checked out. My teleporter is online. Game on.
This is my bomb.
Nerf this.
Uh-oh.
Suiting up. Bailing out. Mounting tower to forward shield. Freeze. Don't move.
My teleporter is online. Please proceed. Locking the box.
Ow!
Enemy seen.
Yep.
Seriously?
Are we gonna look at any of the other game modes? Could do. I mean, ultimately, I think the only one that, like, the game has different modes as you would expect in a game like this. The one that's a little weird, it's not even that weird, but it is interesting, is Deathmatch. Because, like, every part of this game is designed around, like, a team-based cooperative effort. And change that in a game mode.
Winston.
And it's, you know, it's fine because it's like a separate mode, but it's like, it's very interesting to me that, how it would work. And I think it does. But, I've truthfully not played much of
Ejecting.
Oh, I just want to point out how much I love that when McCree does his ultimate,
He wanders around like...
he just like gets ready to draw. I was gonna talk about the sagebrush that comes out of nowhere and just rolls like he's kind of a wizard. They have a deathmatch map already.
D.Va is so BM.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sometimes hard to see, especially if like there's a lot of stuff, but like a piece of tumbleweed will show up and roll across his field of view. Any thoughts on the perception of the I have 4 gold players? They're trash. They're not trash. They're I hate those kind of players. The people who talk about their gold limbs and start bossing the team around. I hate that. That sucks. That's very BM.
Goodbye, Ultimate! Goodbye, I miss you! I'll forever love you!
And I will always love you.
I'm ready to start a blizzard.
Here's the zoning ult. Yeah, yeah, you were zoning them.
Yep.
When the game was released, Blizzard said they'd never do that much because they didn't think it was a good fit. I guess like enough demand was raised, and it probably wasn't too difficult to add it. Yeah, I mean, like, if anything, I kind of like that there's a mode for the people who just want to like grind kills can go and do that and be with other players that want to do that. I don't know how much of an actual effect on the player comps it has, but I do like it. Because I mean, even back in my Team Fortress 2 days, there was nothing worse than like spies and snipers. Just there to mine kills and then talk shit about your team when you lost because they weren't doing anything objective related, and insisting that like.
Oh right, D.Va snipes kills from everyone.
Oh, does she? Oh, of course.
With the particle cannons, she just spams them, so you quite frequently wind up with gold limbs with D.Va.
Yeah, so like the most frustrating thing was like, remember Two Fort, and there would be a sniper on both sides that would just cancel each other out, and you'd be playing with 5 fucking players a team.
Yep.
They were playing their own game, just doing their own thing, trying to get each other, and the rest of you would be like, could we maybe?
I mean, I remember seeing a Counter-Strike screenshot of a counter-terrorist sniper and a terrorist sniper, both with AWMs, standing with their fucking back to each other on the same thing, not having noticed one another.
That's really funny.
And all the teams are like, or all the spectators are like, oh, when do they notice?
Yeah.
All systems checked out. Ready for combat maneuvers.
I mean, the focus on objective play does mean that you have to work as a team.
Yeah.
Right.
And I personally, I love team cooperative games. I'm not much for like multiplayer. What's the word I'm looking for? Just like you versus everybody else. It's not competitive. I guess, I mean, all of it's competitive. But yeah, I like, you know, for the issues that you do encounter with like random pickup groups, playing with a team can be really great. Playing with friends is much better, but free for all, I guess so.
Time to raise my APM.
I mean, even with PUBG, I played very little solos.
Matrix activated. Now we're talking. Time to raise my APM.
Thoughts on snipers as players in Overwatch? Yeah, near as I can tell, the appeal for that's always been there for sniper type characters is that they get the quick kill. They get the like nailed that person, nailed that person, nailed that person, and that's very like satisfying. But I think people get kind of fixated on it to the exclusion of like objectives. And that's really frustrating for other players because you have this person kind of like playing their own game of solitaire, sort of with the enemy team. And sometimes they're not really helping as much as they think they are. Yeah, like that instant gratification. Like, there's no coincidence that the most overplayed characters in Team Fortress 2 were Spy and Sniper because they both have the ability to one-shot people.
Yeah, they were both essentially solo
Yeah.
characters.
Check me out. During the point.
So yeah, I mean, like it's kind of a player problem because like you sort of have to have snipers, and they've actually done a lot of stuff to dissuade snipers from being more obnoxious than they already can be. Like, for example, you'll notice in Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch, when you scope in, your rifle builds up to full power before you can, like, use the maximum amount of damage. Because they know there's these kids on amphetamines that can just be like, and just like, would be unbeatable in the game if they didn't have that limitation. Oh, Kobe! Nice!
Eat shit, Kawaii Potato! Eat shit!
I'm fighting the objective. Converge on me. No one can hide from my sight. Time to raise my APM.
Ow!
Wait, there's a rifle in Team Fortress 2 that builds charge as you get more headshots? I wish you were kidding.
Understood.
Like, let me guess, it doesn't crit so it's balanced, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah, we should probably do Team Fortress 2. Like,
Forward barrier. Time to raise my APM. Shoot you down.
oh, it also crits. That's great.
I will watch over you, a Weddick.
You better get out of
Why? Why?
Why though?
here. Ejecting.
Goodbye! No, please, I beg you! I beg you! I beg you, please!
Yeah, and the game's fun. It's really fun. I think it's made better if you can play it with friends, because then you can sort of coordinate a little bit. I've been playing this not constantly, but like pretty consistently since release, and it's something I can always come back to as well.
No one can hide from my sight.
I understand.
Well, there's always the Discord.
Rocket barrage incoming.
So,
Haha.
other thing about that ultimate, when
Where'd everyone go?
this is visual signaling language.
No.
When McCree ults, he gets this like shining halo around him in blood red. It's like, this is dangerous. This is a threat.
Yeah.
Because all he has to do is watch you for a couple seconds, and then he can one-shot you.
Yeah.
My thanks.
Pretty cool.
Ultimate ready.
Verstanden.
Man, I think I should have noticed that Team Fortress 2 was in trouble when they added an item that specifically made it harder for
All systems checked out.
the spy to backstab you. Like, it shored you up against your natural prey that was a relationship that needed to exist.
Now show them.
Like, what the fuck were they thinking about the Razorback? Actually, the one that really broke that game's back was the Charge and Charge, where instead of adding a 10th class, they just turned
Time to read
the Demo Man into a melee class. It was just like, it's me, McClock!
Group up here. I'm back in the fight.
Attack the objective. Group up here.
Healing stream engaged.
Someone seen peanut butter?
This is a good team that I'm letting down. Thank God I'm not on my account.
Anyway, I should probably continue talking about Overwatch. We're in a robot factory in Russia, where apparently they make mechs. Man, all I can think about is what the interior of that must look like and smell like the overpowering stench of Bakelite
Yeah.
and like extruded foam.
Hot electronics grade polymer.
Oh yeah, and like the sort of like green and orange, like green backing plates. And,
Yeah.
Or actually no, just green primer on the inside of everything, and then like
I'm ready to initiate
cables tied up with actual twine.
Yeah, with the laced twine.
Oh, lace twine, and then like canvas panels also laced up.
Yep.
This the faint whiff of Cosmoline.
Cosmoline's so good. When the Cosmoline's so good.
They just have like a huge a huge syringe of it. They inject into the back of the mech and like fill all the empty space.
routing power to forward barrier.
Cold War era Soviet technology is really fascinating to look at.
What? No shit.
No!
Mecha active.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen. I don't know what happened to my ult. The game is buggy.
They've got an aggro, Ryan. I guess we can start working our way towards a so what, and I actually think we got it pretty early in the show. This is
I will watch over
crashing G.I. Joes into one another, the game, with all original characters.
Weapon systems overloaded.
Attack the objective. Attack
And
the objective.
I think that's super fun and super sweet.
You got a lot to learn.
Dein Schutzengel ist da.
Ow.
The battle continues.
Double
Dodging
Out of
up.
Cosmoline, it's used in the same manner you put baking soda in the fridge. It's the opposite. You put it there so that it stinks the whole place up. Yeah, I mean, this game filled a hole for me that was left by Team Fortress 2, and I think they really expanded on it in a lot of good ways. And it has its issues. that's not to be denied, and I don't think that talking about those issues
Shoot down the ulting diva.
In any way is going to dissuade people from trying to do better. Like you can still talk about something's shortfallings without or shortcomings without
Without you owe it to both yourself and the thing that you're talking about to discuss its shortcomings. It's a totally reasonable
and also to laud
shutout.
And also to laud its successes. And those two things
Well,
can
their
exist
mercy was actually
together.
unreal.
You don't have to ignore one in favor of the other. Just for its own sake. That is a pro game. Hey, you got a loot box. You should open it.
Oh.
In fact, that'd be a great way for us to finish up here and then just sort of talk about... Oop, there you go. Get it. Lootburks.
Please be good.
Oh.
Purple.
It's money.
I can't fucking do it anymore. I just fucking
I didn't pay for this one. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. It's okay.
I wanted a skin.
Well, you didn't get it anyway. It's my account.
Oh, right. Fuck you.
Wow! Wow. That's okay. I've got 40/20. Nice. Nice. What did I get? Dosh. So, yeah, so what, it's a G.I. Joe game with original characters.
Yeah. I
really
like that read on it. And, I mean, it obviously has struck a chord with people because it's played at a reasonably high level. Like, the skill ceilings on the characters are quite rewarding. I don't know, is there any tournament play?
Yeah.
For Overwatch? Any competitive?
I mean, it's a Blizzard game. Of course it's going to see tournament play, even if it wasn't good. But I don't know that it would not be good. Yeah, I think that they took the team class-based cooperative FPS genre and, escalated it a little bit in a lot of really good and interesting ways, and they learned a lot of lessons, and they tried a bunch of new stuff, and they're still working on it.
The OCs are strong.
Yeah.
The shipping is...
Oh yeah, we should probably just... Not that that's necessarily... Yeah, I mean, well...
I think they set it up.
Maybe it's the elephant in the room. This game...
Everyone in this game has an amazing ass. Like
literally everyone. Especially Genji. Yeah, I mean it's a bunch of beloved characters that, the shippers have gone to town on, and the fan arters have gone to town on, and there's a lot of gay stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff for everybody.
Yeah.
And
Winston 2, Orisa, Bastion. Their butts are all invincible. Built like the space shuttle.
Invincible butts. Okay, I'm gonna paraphrase a tweet I made. Does Orisa have 2 thigh gaps or 4?
6.
Oh my god. Wait, no, 8? No, 6. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, leave Horse Mom out of this.
I'm so sorry.
Widow Tracer? Man. Hey, Tracer's in a committed relationship. You leave her out of this one.
That's true. Yeah, no, I dig this game a lot. And I look forward to playing more of it. And
yeah, it's more of Blizzard being able to dial in on their audience and come up with some very, very strong character designs that are very well tuned. Give Extra Frames a look, which is Dan from Extra Credits looking at the animation in games. His series on Overwatch is really, really, really
They also
strong.
did quite a thing in making characters that looked classic and kind of instantly recognizable, but also doing their own sort of thing. This is going to be the game that other people ape on in the next iteration of stuff. Oh yes, the voice acting's really good.
Yeah, the everything I've heard is the actors love the characters.
Yep. I saw it.
Like none of these VAs were afraid of acting. Like they get in there.
Well, yeah, the personalities really come out through the VAs and the characters and their animations.
Like you really feel for Torbjorn when he kills his turret.
I don't.
My baby.
I worked hard on that. Grr. Yeah. So, it's Overwatch.
Yep.
Go play it. They put this game on for free a lot. We're not being paid to say that. I just think it's good. So if you're on the fence, you can probably try it out. They also keep rolling out seasonal events where they sometimes add a new game mode for a limited time, and then usually have a slew of items related to that are limited time only. So you can check that out. It's this weekend?
I've also heard that about Matt Mercer. The voice actor from McCree will hop on voice chat and say it's high noon, and people will be like, "Fuck, where is he?" Of course, it only trolls his own team.
Yeah,
but it's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, we should do subs, and then I need to get some food because I'm real hungry.
All right, so Gekyoryu has given us 50 bits, saying 76 isn't my best hero, but I think once I get enough competitive points, his will be the first weapon I buy, simply because I use the Grill Master skin, so it'll be my turn. It'll turn my can of diet heal up into cracking open a gold
one with one of the boys. Oh god. Omega Platinum for 7 months. Let's simulate some speaking stuff with awesome people.
Sir Darksun Gur has resubbed for the second month in a row, saying, finally can watch you guys live.
Ice Light for 9 months. Sub Abby time.
Lyndon Michael has resubbed for the 6th month, saying, Alex and Cam, you are my waifus. Aw.
Shuffle Samurai is a new sub. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you for supporting us. Selink Tone has resubbed for the 36th month in a row. 3 years? Wow.
Race Citizen for 12 months. A year? What the F?
Until May resub for the 8th month, saying, Cam, I have an amazing gift I'm sending to the moon base for everyone, but mostly you.
Ooh. LSU Gamer 13, cheer to 69 bits. Nice.
Deargo Prime is a brand new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for supporting us here.
Gadalt for 6 months. Love you guys.
Unruly Girl resub for the 4th month, saying, I suck at resubscribing. May voice. Sorry. Apparently that was an outtake that they used.
It was? It's so good, though. And so creepy. Low-key, May says some kind of troubling things. It's like,
yeah.
It's like, I hope you learned your lesson. It's like, you deserved it or something? She says something like that. It's like,
I'm like, when I say May's voice line, one of her voice lines should be, don't look in my freezer.
Yeah,
I'm like, that would be in line,
Yep.
right? Where
Yep.
it's...
What a creep. Long bed cutscene for 4 months. Welcome back.
Pyrehawk resubbed for the 2nd month, saying 2 months. It's almost a new subscriber.
Tagrath for 12 months. 1 year of subscription. Huzzah!
El Weirdo has resubbed for the 14th month. Thank you.
Damigod Chaos for 5 months. Need to rewatch this one, but nice to see the end.
Defiatos is a brand new subscriber. Welcome.
Dead Rekka for 21 months. If you can talk and stand on the point at the same time, must be a bot.
Only when you're Bastion. Arcalid has resubbed for the 39th month, saying, resubbing for the 2 of the best boys to listen to when it is time to relax.
And Lumberjack for 22 months. Hey, Cam and Alex, just wanted to say both of you guys and the rest of the lower crew inspire me to be a better person to the people around me and to myself. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
That's the goal.
Yeah, you do for us. Solus Lupum has resubbed for the 4th month. Thank you. Welcome back, and thank you for continuing to support us.
Katnissbot with 200 bits. Nerf this!
Asian Insect has cheered with 200 bits, saying it's high noon somewhere in the world.
Yep.
GMT minus 9?
Soon. Almost. We just missed it by 2 minutes. Pablo Phoenix for 10 months. One of my favorite shows with my favorite people. Thanks, Cam and Alex.
And Jay Darkos has given us 400 bits, saying, so 2 questions real quick on opinion on Overwatch contenders this week, and 2, what achievements do you have?
I don't pay attention to achievements.
Yeah, I honestly have only put a couple hundred hours into this game, so I don't have a lot. Like, I'm like level 50 something.
Yeah. My own personal feeling on achievements is like when one pops, I'm like, neat, and that is the extent of how much I care about them. I might have something where I talk about them because it's a thing. It's certainly a thing.
I mean, my personal greatest feeling ever was getting the shutdown achievement with Diva by eating by eating the snowball. Wait, that sounds gross. Don't clip that.
Oh boy.
But yeah, you can Defense Matrix will shoot down Snowball when she throws it.
Dang. All right. We're gonna go away now.
Yeah.
But guess what's tomorrow morning?
Is it
a new show? Kathleen's dating sim stream and dating sim and VN or
maybe virtual novels, but she's got something picked out for tomorrow. It's going to be grand. She and Heather are going to have.
Sorry,
Heather's going to be.
I
on
didn't
it as
realize
well.
Heather was also on it.
Yeah.
Heather and Kathleen.
They've got one for the lols and then one good one.
Yeah, it's called Now Kiss.
Yeah,
and you should watch it because there's going to be some squee, I bet. Enjoy.
Make them kiss.
And also tomorrow afternoon, the crapshoot.
Yep.
We're
and
going
then
to write and
tomorrow is going to be a writing crapshoot.
Okay, we're just gonna write it.
I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm reasonably certain tomorrow's a writing crapshoot.
Okay.
And then in the evening we have our new Lure MTG exclusive paper stream, AFK paper stream, where we will be playing the new Commander decks. I called Wizards. It's the worst one.
All right.
And then Adam is playing vampires, so he can do the Dracula accent. Blah.
Blah. Blah.
And I forget which deck Kathleen is playing. She's probably on
Fairies.
Yeah.
Or something. Well, we'll see.
And then somebody else is playing games.
Okay.
I've had a long day.
It's time to put Cam to bed. So
put Cam to sleep.
No, we still need you.
Oh.
Don't worry. We'll take care of it.
I need to get one of these. These are really handy.
Yeah, they're kind of fun, aren't they?
I
got my
I left my pen at Julie's parents' house, so I don't have a stim toy right now, and this is really like.
I really love these, and
I wasn't expecting this to be any good.
Yeah, I think I like my Comboloi better.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because I made it myself.
Yeah.
But fidget toys. They're for everybody.
Yep.
Anyway, good night.
Okay.
We will see you in the future.
See you in several hours, chat.
Bye-bye.